Okay, so we're gonna start with preparing the cabin. So the seats, when you're loading or unloading the Isolette, you need to have the seats all the way back and all the way to the corner. So to move the seats, there's a lever here. The seat slides side to side and forward and back. So you need to have the seat upright, not laid back. Upright 90 degrees. Push it to the back corner. Both seats should be in that position. To load or unload, that gives you the most amount of room. You have one oxygen hook up here, a vacuum hook up here, that hose is in there to connect to this. Fire extinguisher on the right side, broom closet wall, we call this the broom closet. Second fire extinguisher is up here. iPad if you need it for ultrasound. On the back wall, you have all your pumps, so if you need to move the pumps, you can. All your chargers are here. Your second oxygen and medical air are here on the back wall. Same with the monitor. If you need to move the monitor off, you can. You put all that stuff in the aft compartment. And then to check the locks, just push this button. So our locks is 6'9". If it's less than 3, you might want to consider changing it or have the pilots change it. But then the med air needs to be turned on by the pilots. Suction there. And then you have all these outlets you can use. If you need to turn on the suction, it's these 2 switches up here. So you have vac 1 and vac 2. Vac 1 is the back wall, the aft wall, vac 2 is the broom closet. And then you have light controls on both sides as well. If you're doing nighttime operations, they're going to want them to be green lights, not the white lights, but just talk to the pilots or the safety officer, and they will help you with the lights and communication. Okay, so before you load the Isolette into the aircraft with or without a patient, you need to check a couple things. Make sure the oxygen bottle is still secured. Make sure you have 2 bars on either side. Make sure you're not dragging the floor hook. You want to be at this height. If you're too high, it won't load correctly, and if you're too low, you won't be able to load correctly. Your load wheels need to be in this 45-degree position. If they're straight up and down like this, it won't load. If they're all the way down, it won't load. So you need to have them at that 45 position, give them a good shake, make sure they're not going to move. Make sure all your straps and everything are up. If anything gets stuck while you're loading, it's going to be really hard to get out once you get inside the aircraft. And also think about what side you're going to sit on, because this is the side you have access to the baby. So whoever's on the flying pilot side, or the right seat side of the aircraft, they're going to have primary access to the child. So you want to think about that when you're loading your equipment as well.
3.
Okay, so we're going to load now. So we got everything where we want it. Our wheels are locked in. We have somebody on the feet end. We have somebody on the side to bring the wheels up. So my job is I'm going to pull the cot into the aircraft and make sure these wheels don't fall out. We don't have a safety hook, so it's my job to make sure that the cot doesn't fall out, and you can do this from either side of the aircraft, it doesn't matter. So my wheels are in. You guys will go ahead and get the lift. Wheels are up. One more click. Up one more. Let go there.
Let go.
Go one more.
Let go.
So we're going to go all the way through. We're going to go all the way through the aircraft. I'm going to remove the wheels from the cot. I'm going to push this bar all the way down and forward. And then we're going to come backwards. And we're going to spin the Isolette. So now once you get to this part, you have to pick up on the foot end of the cot, because there are screws underneath that are going to hit this plate. You're going to line it up with the bracket on the back wall. We're going to pick up a little bit. That's going to lock in. Now we're going to do our bars. Flip that bar down, Craig. So push that in. You may have to lift the cot up a little bit. And then the most important part's the floor. So down here on the bottom, take this hook, put it on the circle, lock that down, and then you're good to go. Just give it a good shake. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere.
3.
So now we're going to unload. So everything we just did to load it, we're just doing reverse. So the first thing we're going to do is pull the bars up on both sides of the cot. And then I'm going to release the floor and make sure this is hooked onto the bungee cord, or it's hooked to the side of the cot, depending on which flight cot you have. Remember, the wheels are not on, so I'm going to have to get the wheels out of the aft, or one of the pilots is going to have to get the wheels. To release the cot from the wall, you can push on this lever or the lever on my side. They both do the same thing. So we're gonna push that down, and we're gonna push the cot forward to the nose of the aircraft, and it's gonna release. Now we can spin it, making sure our chairs are all the way forward and in the corner first. So we're gonna spin, come out my side. I'm gonna bring my wheels all the way up. Take my wheels from the back, put them back on the cot. Put my pins in. I'm gonna put this back down at a 45, make sure it's locked. And then we can unload, and as we come through the aircraft, my job again is to stay in the aircraft, make sure the cot does not fall out, because there's no safety hook to prevent the cot from just falling to the ground. Now, your wheels are clear, go ahead and lower. And then once we're clear of the aircraft, if we want to lower the cot to level out the baby, just need to put this back up. Don't lift from here, lift from here, and then we can pick it up and